Please, can you go? I'm wearing your clothes. All right, welcome everyone, and this is the Translation, Interpretation, and Bilingual Admin Academy. We'll be launching that soon. So today we'll be taking the notes taking live class. Sorry, the camera is very, very poor. This is YouTube live, and it's not like if I had known, I've just used StreamYard like most other content creators. I'm just still getting used to this for now. So please bear with me on the quality. Let's just focus on the content of what we are doing today. Okay, so as I mentioned before, note taking is very important for you to learn consecutive interpreting. Consecutive interpreting is much more commonly used than is much more commonly experienced than simultaneous interpreting. By consecutive, if you don't understand, it's a situation where you are interpreting and you speak after the speaker takes a pause. You interpret what the speaker has said. It's not the same thing as simultaneous. For simultaneous, you are interpreting immediately. So you don't have any time to pause, think, or write much. Maybe you just write a few things, but not so much. But for consecutive, the interpreting you are going to do depends on what you are able to take down. It depends on what you are able to take down during the course of the speaker's enunciation. Okay, so the first thing about note taking, which I always encourage people to do, is to get the skills required. Not everybody knows what to do when you're taking a note, but there's some skills required that will help you be an effective note taker. And once you're able to take your notes properly, interpreting when you are an expert already becomes very easy. I'll mention them again, even though I've mentioned them in the previous class, for the sake of those who have not gone through their notes. The first thing is you have to hear. After you hear, you listen. After listening, you understand. After that, you remember. Then the fifth stage is to produce what you have received so far. Then the next part of the skills that you're supposed to build up is related to you understanding how to take the notes as quickly as possible. For you to do that, you need to be able to understand symbols that will be good for you. Not every symbol works with everybody. So in the previous class, the previous video we had, if you go through the folder on the TIBA account, this TIBA channel, and I think on the Primal Languages channel, you will see where I did a class on the symbols that you can use. There are so many of them, like so many of them. And there are even some that you can create by yourself. Okay? It's not compulsory you use those ones. Now there is this author, he's an author. Let me get his name, please. J.T. Rohan or J.F. Rohan. I'm trying to...
Mommy,
Okay, the author is... Sorry, let me zoom quickly. Anyway, by J.T. Rohan, there are 7 principles of note-taking. If you want to know those principles, please, I'll share the link after this video in the comment section so that you can have access to see those principles. It's not compulsory you follow them, but it will help you. You look through the principles and pick the ones that will go with your note-taking. So the symbols are good. Then also abbreviations. Abbreviations, like if you want to use the, for example, you have AND, right? You can use an N to symbolize that. Then for symbols, the same AND, which is and means in addition, right? You can use a plus sign. So that's what I mean by symbols and abbreviation. Okay, so we are having this session as a chance for us to see a sample or have a sample note taken. I have a text here. That we'll be using. The title of this text is Don't Give Up. It's called from bedtimestories.com. Don't give up. So I'll read it out, okay? As I'm reading it out, I'll read it out twice. The first time I'm reading it, just listen. The second time I'll read it, start taking notes. Then when we now go to the WhatsApp class, for those that are students, we have about 10, 11 students in our class. For those who are students, you will now tell me what you got. Then if you're not a student, you can just comment in the comment section below to say what you got, how it was it difficult, was it easy. I'll read it fast the first time and I'll read a bit slower the second time. A long time ago, I'm starting now. A long time ago, there was a boy named Rodney in a village. He was very happy with his family, but his happiness could not last for long. Rodney and his fellow villagers faced a severe drought. They desperately waited for rains, but with no luck. All the crops, land, and even trees dried up. The cattle started dying as there was no rain. The stream was drying up. One night, during a meeting with the villagers, Rodney said, "Friends, we have all heard tales from our grandparents about an underground river flowing through our village. Why don't we dig and see?" The villagers agreed and started digging. They dug for some days but gave up soon. However, Rodney kept on digging. When people told him to give up, he said, "God is helping and guiding my way." One day, when he had dug deep enough, Rodney saw water. His attitude of not giving up saved the whole village. Never give up so easily. Rodney advised all the villagers. Now they are never short of water, and whenever any problem arises, all the villagers came up together and to find a solution. Second time I'm going to read this, it's going to be just like you're taking a note. Whoever is speaking will give you some time after talking to speak. So I'll take a paragraph, I'll stop, we'll all take the note together. When I'm done with mine, I'll show it on the screen. I'll just turn my booklet to the screen so that you can see what I use, how I wrote down my own notes. Then we have about 3 paragraphs here. I'll take 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. I'll pause for, I think, about 2 or 3 minutes. You take your notes. Then I'll do my own at the same time. And when I'm done, I'll show it to you. Okay, so I'm going a bit faster this time. A long time ago, there lived a boy named Rodney in a village. He was very happy with his family, but his happiness could not last for long. Rodney and his fellow villagers faced a severe drought. They desperately waited for rains, but with no luck. All the crops, land, and even trees dried up. The cattle started dying as there was no rain. The stream was drying up slowly. Okay, so if you can see this, I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit, I'm writing with my pencil. Just for it to that I wrote everything this way. Okay, if you're able to see it, just give me a comment in the comment section so I can know if you saw it. Alright, so my notes, the story is here, okay, and this is here. So I'm going to read this out. I'm going to read it out as if I'm interpreting. With this one. Long ago, there was a boy named Rodney. Rodney lived in a village with his family. Rodney was unhappy for a long time. Rodney and his fellow villagers lacked water. Everyone waited for the rains, but none came. All plants, land, and trees were dying. The cattle died because there was no rain. The streams dried up slowly. That's the first paragraph, right? Okay. So I'm going to read the second paragraph from here. One night, during a meeting with the villagers, Rodney said, "Friends, we all have heard tales from our grandparents about an underground river flowing through our village. Why don't we dig and see?" The villagers agreed and started digging. They dug for some days but soon gave up. However, Rodney kept on digging. When people told him to give up, he said, God is helping and guiding my way. God is helping and guiding my way." So this is the second paragraph. Okay, this is the second paragraph, and I'm going to take notes for it. Second paragraph. Okay.
What are you writing?
Please excuse me. Can you go and meet auntie? Please, come, give me 5 minutes. All right, so this is the second one. Oh, okay, Madam Old. All right, I'll show it again. It's Nepalese. As you can't read it. It's fine. I'll show it again before we end. The purpose is not for you to actually read it because you will not understand what I wrote. I use my own abbreviations and symbols just to show you that I am writing something. Okay, but no problem. I will show it again. All right, so this is the story here, and this is my notes. This is the second one. Hopefully I should get StreamYard for my next video, my next live. This YouTube live is not it at all. Okay, so I'm reading. One night at a meeting with the villagers, Rodney was speaking to his friends. We hear stories from our grandparents of an underground stream flowing through our village. Why don't we dig and see? The villagers agreed and started digging. All the villagers dug for some days but gave up soon. However, Rodney continued digging. When people said give up, he said, God is helping and guiding my way. Let me show you. This is the second paragraph, okay? Let me come closer. Alright, you can see what I wrote. It looks like jargons, right? Yeah. Okay. So the last paragraph, that's where we are now. One day, when he had dug deep enough, Rodney saw water. His attitude of not giving up saved the whole village. Never give up so easily. Rodney advised all the villagers. Now they are never short of water, and whenever any problem arises, all the villagers came up together to find a solution. Okay, so I'll do this one. Okay, so this is the third paragraph. I can hardly even see what is here. Okay, just for you to know that I've done it, okay? Alright. Okay, this is the phone far from my hand. One day, when Rodney had dug deep enough, he saw water. His attitude of not giving up saved the whole village. Never give up so easily, Rodney advised all villagers. Now they are never short of water, and whenever any problem comes up, all the villagers come together to find a solution. Okay, so if you look at the text I sent, the PDF file I sent in the group before now, you will see that it is very complicated. There is even vertical way of writing your notes, there is a horizontal way, there is a combination, and so on. If you want to do that, it's fine. If you look at what I wrote here, I didn't do any of that. What is most important is that you are able to render the interpretation, because nobody is going to come and say, oh, let's see your notes and see if you wrote it very well. Nobody will do that. Okay, nobody is going to do that. Okay, let me give you an example, some examples of the abbreviations I used. Like when we have one day, okay, you will see, let me mark it here. Here, I marked something in brackets here. You can see one, and I put the sign of a sun, of the sun as day. Then, when Rodney had dug deep enough, Rodney had been digging, so he had been digging a lot. I put the more sign. For those who did shorthand and all, the more sign, there's the less sign that is like an L, a bent L. Then the more sign that is the opposite direction. Then for village, I represented it with the sign of a house, just a picture of a house, like when you draw something like a cartoon representation of a house. Then for villagers, I did the same thing, but I put it in brackets. Then never give up, I just wrote the consonants, I removed all the vowel sound. Never give up. Okay, now NOW, I converted to NW. Then for water, I just put 3 loop-sided dots. For me, that's the sign of water. That's my own sign of water. For stream, that was the first paragraph. I put this, if you see it very well, it's like something like a loop-sided S that is going diagonally 3 times. That is stream or river. That's my own symbol. For rain, I just put some dots, sign of rain falling, tem like that. Then therefore, I put 3 dot signs. Okay, you see here. For therefore, this is my therefore, this is my stream. All right, so I just did this for you to see that you can write your notes however you understand it, because so many people were almost confused. There are so many theories. At a point, I'm like, wow, the number of theories available on note taking is more than number of theories available for perfecting your consecutive interpretation, which is not necessary. All right, so that brings us to the end of this live. Okay, Madam Oda, I hope you're able to see this. So we're moving to the class soon, so you can ask your questions there and we'll practice. I'll read it out. While I'm reading, you're supposed to be taking notes. So I didn't mention something. In reality, it's not going to be like this. The person will be talking and might stop maybe after a paragraph. So while the person was talking, you are taking notes and you'll be given time to talk. So I will not have this opportunity to just sit down and read it again and start. I'm just doing it because I'm trying to show you a sample of how I would have taken my notes. All right, so this is paragraph 2, paragraph 3. You see how short they are. Can even be shorter than this if you want. All right, so that's the end of our live today. See you in the class. Bye.